Welcome everyone here today to the Sales Hack series, where we're essentially trying to lower your customer acquisition costs and just make it easier to be both proactive and productive when it comes to acquiring customers, which is unique in today's day and world, where because we see this as a sales 2.0 world where we expect customers to come to us and to create mousetraps to acquire them. It's kind of rare to be proactive because most sales reps are reluctant to do so, and customers also resist it, which is why today's discussion is so relevant, because volunteerism really breaks down both of those barriers. We'll talk a little bit more about what that means, but to get started, I just want to explain, what do we mean by volunteerism? There's a lot of different types of definitions of it, but in the sales realm, what this means is we're creating awareness for what we do through community service. And so, to give you a few examples to help illustrate this a little bit, if I was an MSP, I would try to convey or help share my expertise by offering service to different customers or prospects that don't necessarily have the IT expertise in-house. So maybe I'm doing software patches for them and helping them to navigate some of those areas within their business that they just don't have the expertise, which essentially is the perfect definition of a prospect, and we're just offering those services for free. Also, if I was a telecom expert, I would be able to come in and do audits and do some different recommendations to help them. I would be able to help them optimize their networks, look at different pricing options and networks. So this would be part of what we do to help folks. Also, if I'm an IT security VAR or MSP, we could do some type of penetration testing, help the companies prepare for different attacks. If I was a hands-on MSP, I could do cable cleanup and leave a pretty good lasting impression by organizing and helping put these items back together. One of the more common areas that you'll find that most technology experts will play is being a CIO for a day. So you'll be able to come in and say, look, I know you don't have a CIO, but if I was your CIO, go ahead and ask whatever questions you have. Let me look at what you're doing. Let me look at some of the way you have everything set up, and let's at least give you a head start on a lot of these different areas. Also, a lot of companies think about disaster recovery but never really get around to actually implementing plans. And so another area that you could offer service in is helping them create a disaster recovery plan. Also, if you're doing some type of IT security training, this would be very helpful, because a lot of times it's the actual employees who have those issues. Along the same lines, you could do HIPAA audits. It's not a conflict of interest to be both a HIPAA auditor for the state and also to offer HIPAA services and helping companies overcome some of those challenges. Now, ultimately, what volunteerism does for us is it allows us to break down those barriers where we usually find resistance. We can make it's a lot easier to engage in dialogue and talk to customers through this means. And so let me give you an example. Typically, when we're outbounding to these customers, we're going to be asking them for help. So here's kind of an example of how this would look. We would say something like, I'm helping organize a local community project to help businesses who are struggling with their IT. Do you have anybody that you can nominate for this project? Could I send you some more information about what we're doing in case you think of anyone? So instantly, we're tapping into that human nature that people want to help people. And we're helping them understand what we do, and we're asking for a referral. And so we're covering a lot of ground with that simple 3-minute or 30-second introduction to these customers. So it's non-invasive, it's easy to communicate what we do, and we instantly start to uncover opportunities to engage with different customers. Now, typically, these projects should take up about 10% of our time. So if we dedicate 2 days a month, that's basically what that looks like. Now, when you dedicate these 2 days a month, you want to make sure that they're consistent, because as we're working with these different businesses and communities, we want them to know what days they can rely on us and have that consistent day for them to reach out and recommend different folks to help out. So the main advantages of these types of projects are that they're non-invasive. Again, it's really hard in a Sales 2.0 world where customers are performing a lot of the research on their own to be proactive. They don't want to be sold to, but they do like to help. And so when you ask for their help to help somebody else and to recommend companies who are shorthanded or don't have the expertise that you offer and give you the opportunity to outreach and help those folks, it creates a great opportunity, but it also helps create a great referral system. You can help convey what you do. It creates consistent reasons to communicate and work with these prospects over time. And so obviously you're going to want to create that ongoing dialogue with them. It also gives you the opportunity to work with the local government. And so this gives you the opportunity to ask them, say, is there a way that you can send an email or a text message out to the business community, to maybe the Chamber of Commerce, and ask them to help you out with that. You can also get your referral partners involved. So you may only provide one angle or one solution to the overall problem, but if you can get others involved, that will make the whole project much more effective and much more impactful for the overall community. You can even ask your prospects to participate. So obviously they're going to offer expertise, and getting them involved makes everything, even the whole structure of this, even more effective. And when you're creating these projects, you want to invest heavily in media. What I mean by that is take advantage of the fact that you demonstrate what you're doing for these folks, how you're helping them. This helps create instant understanding of how you provide value, but it also shows the nature of your company and how you like to help the community. And also you want to make sure that you're working within the local community, because this will make everything a lot more effective, because people like to help each other that are within a close proximity to each other. Now, the foundation to this project, it needs to be genuine. If you try to do this as a bait and switch, it really is going to backfire you, and you're really cutting yourself short, because the greatest reward behind this project is really helping others, and that's where you're going to find one of the biggest benefits. But you're going to find at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of new relationships, a lot of new referrals, a lot of people are going to be aware of what you're going to do, and they're going to like you for what you do. And that's ultimately what we're trying to do, is create these relationships, enjoy what we're doing, help each other out, and open doors that normally wouldn't be open through this type of campaign. So with that, we'll open